All right, NCAA Tournament, first weekend recap. What an incredible 4 days of basketball. I'm sitting here talking to you, not as a Big Ten fan, even though I grew up in Ohio. I've lived and worked in Michigan 3 different times. I went to college in the state of Illinois. Nope, I'm speaking to you as a graduate of a Missouri Valley Conference school, the Bradley University. So when Loyola wins, beats Illinois, and advances to the Sweet 16, it's just like Bradley getting there as well, right? That's how we do this. So right now, the Big Ten and I, we're on a break. We're going to see other people. We need some space. We'll talk about that in a second, but let's break down the first weekend of the NCAA tournament. All right, are you like me and it's time to take your bracket, crumple it up, and just throw it in the garbage? That's where I am. I picked Illinois to win it all. See you later, second round. I picked Michigan State to get to the Final Four. They didn't even advance to the field of 64. That's how terrible my bracket is. All right, let's talk some big picture narratives from the tournament so far. How about the Pac-12? 4 teams advancing to the Sweet 16. A quarter of the teams advancing to the Sweet 16 from the Pac-12. Talking USC, Oregon, UCLA, and Oregon State, the 12 seed, beating Tennessee, and then beating Oklahoma State. So you're beating a 5 seed and a 4 seed. Oregon State looking good. And you got Pac-12 After Dark. You got Bill Walton. We don't watch many of their games. Really, the only reason I watch sometimes is because of Bill Walton. Pac-12 really representing. On the other side of that is just unbelievable disappointment for the Big Ten. How about this? Big Ten, they have not won a national championship as a conference since the year 2000. In the year 2000. A year I remember very well because I graduated high school, Whitmer High School, Toledo, Ohio, in the year 2000. That, of course, was the Michigan State team. Mateen Cleaves, Morris Peterson, Charlie Bell. It'll be now 21 years since the Big Ten Conference won a national championship. They've had a ton of runner-up finishes. And by the way, they still have a chance to win it with Michigan. But overall, the disappointment with the fact that you have 2 number 1 seeds, Michigan does advance to the Sweet 16. Illinois falls in the second round. You have 2 seeds. Ohio State, the 2 seed, loses to Oral Roberts in the first round. And then Iowa gets crushed by Oregon in the second round, not even mentioning a team like Purdue losing in the first round to North Texas. This was the year for the Big Ten to win a national championship. Now, I'm not saying Michigan can't do that, but seemingly there would have been a lot of opportunities with schools like Iowa, Ohio State, Illinois, Michigan advancing to the Sweet 16 and giving the Big Ten more opportunities. Obviously, they have 1 chance left with Michigan, who took down LSU to get to the Sweet 16. And then, of course, the tournament is all about the upsets early. And we had some fantastic ones. Ohio University, the Bobcats. They were a very trendy pick as well, taking down the defending champs of Virginia from a couple years ago, obviously. Ohio moving on, and then they lose in the second round. But North Texas, as I mentioned, beating Purdue. And Abilene Christian beating the big dogs from their own state, the Texas Longhorns. Tough to see Courtney Ramey, our guy, lose in the first round. But that's what makes the tournament so great. And in that game, if you're watching at the end, when the kid goes to the line, down 1 with 2 free throws, that is the scenario that we all thought about in the driveway shooting free throws as a kid. And when I saw that, I was just hoping the kid would make at least one of those and it could go to overtime. If he missed both of those, can you imagine just the nightmare fuel for the rest of your life? On national television, NCAA tournament, you miss both free throws and it would have been shown forever. The fact that he just stepped up there, onions, and drained them both to have Abilene Christian moving on. And that's one of those things that school will never forget that moment. Even though they lose in the second round, Abilene Christian, moving on, was just an incredible moment in the NCAA tournament. And then Oral Roberts, no fluke after beating our guy E.J. Liddell and Ohio State in the first round. They do the same and take down Florida as well. Oral Roberts is the story in terms of upsets in small schools, because you really can't even call Loyola anymore the little engine that could after they get to the Final Four 4 years ago. Porter Moser, that man is going to get paid. Okay, that man is a tactician. He can coach. He absolutely outcoached Brad Underwood in Illinois in that game. And it's not like he has scrubs out there. Clearly, Illinois has better athletes, but he gave his team an advantage with how he schemed up that game. Kofi Coburn and Cameron Krutwig both played really well, canceled each other out. Ayo Dosunmu did not have a good game. Very unfortunate, though, for Illinois, because that was their best team in 17 years, going back to the team that finished runner-up nationally. And I really thought this was the year that Illinois could do some special things and get to a Final Four. And the fact that they lose in the second round is tough. And I do agree with the argument that Loyola, that was not a fair seed for them. They were ranked in the top 25 all season long. Probably should have been more like a 6 or a 5, maybe even a higher seed than that. But if you're Illinois, you're going to have to beat teams like that anyway to win a national championship. You just happen to run into that team in the second round of the NCAA tournament. But overall, man, what a fun 4 days. I like the fact that the games bled over to Monday, and we kind of had our sports weekend carrying into the work week to give us something to watch and check on the internet, potentially gamble on all day long, starting at 11 in the morning all the way till 11 o'clock at night. But here's the important thing. NCAA tournament, oh how we missed you last year because of COVID. Great to have you back. March Madness, big dance, whatever you want to call it. It's awesome. 3 of the best weeks in all of sports. Can't wait for this upcoming weekend. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, like, and comment, and we'll see you soon.